great leader in our community, especially Dr. Velez, a deputy mayor of West Orange, a very nice town, which is not really far from here, and his wife, who is actually one of the key leaders in that community, Dr. Josie Velez. It's a wonderful couple. They've been with our community for a very long time. As a matter of fact, Dr. Reverend Gallo can testify to that. They've been supporting our program for a long time, and they have really made an incredible decision to join our True Parents last convocation in Korea. Really, they brought a very deep perspective into the Providence. Dr. Jenkins was really inspired. Bishop Kim was very inspired. And they met all the great leaders over there. I'll let them explain for themselves. But we were really, really graced. We were really privileged and really blessed to have great leaders like that in our community, to be able to make time and to join our True Parents and celebrate together that very special occasion. They were very happy, and I'll just give that opportunity to introduce Dr. Velez and Mrs. Velez. Would you please just, yeah. Yeah, please, introduce yourself.
Mr. Chairman, beautiful members of this congregation, I'm just so happy to be here today. I'm looking around, looking at the familiar faces, and of course, Carol. I can always remember you all the time because every time we go to Korea, you're always there. And everywhere else, you're always there. So this morning, I'm supposed to submit my report to you on what happened to that beautiful conference that we did have in South Korea. So, good morning. It is good to be here this sunny and bright Sunday morning, a few days before spring and the coming of new life, with the welcome sight of cherry blossoms and the sweet songs of birds announcing the coming of the new day. Dr. Josie, my wife of 55 years. Okay. I represent our community attending the World Summit 2019 in Seoul, South Korea, last February 7th to 11th, 2019, through the courtesy of our chairman and the congregation, Elaine Tamilicio. Okay. As we all know, this significant event, sponsored by the Universal Peace Federation, was convened on the theme addressing the critical challenges of our time: independence, mutual prosperity, and universal value. The International Summit Council for Peace ended up with a resolution affirming the urgent need for responsible leadership and good government and bringing about a world of lasting peace, a world in which people of all nationalities, ethnicities, races, cultures, and worldviews live together in mutual respect, harmony, and cooperation in one family under God. Once again, we applaud the leadership of Dr. Hak Jahan Moon and her late husband, Reverend Sun Myung Moon, for their vision and work over many decades to create one family under God. We also recognize the contribution to peace that have been achieved through the Universal Peace Federation, an NGO and general consultation status with Economic and Social Council of the United Nations. This gathering in Korea shows our support for the Korean people in their quest for peace and reunification of the Korean Peninsula. Very important that this gathering once again reemphasize the need for the Korean people in the request for peace and reunification of the Korean Peninsula. It's so vital. This is the most challenging mission of the world today. Because without the unification of Korea and peace, there can be no world peace at all. So I must say this, you must remember this. The peace in Korea and the reunification of the Korean people is vital to the achievement of world peace. This is the challenge of the century. And all of us must work together to achieve this. Current and former heads of states, government, and world leaders from diverse nations and political systems recognize humanity's serious challenges that must be met and overcome through cooperation, mutual respect, and commitment to individual values. The problems. We live in an atmosphere interdependent world, and no nation and government exists in isolation. We are faced with multiple problems, including terrorism, cybercrime, climate change, poverty, inequality, food shortage, security, and conflict. So what's the solution? We must work collaboratively together in order to achieve global, regional, and national problems. We must carry out a comprehensive approach and peace development by working across various sectors of society, including government, civic society, faith-based organization, academia, and private sectors. It's so important. Your effort today and for the past many years is one reason why we have peace in this world today. Without your effort, without your faith, this world is in turmoil. We are lucky that we are living in this peace world today. But still, we have to work very hard. And the Korean problem is the problem that we need to address today. Because once we address that today, we can all live in peace and harmony. Appeal to governmental leadership. The resolution appeals to heads of states and governments to bring their wisdom and experience to search for solutions to humanity's most serious problems, asking national governments, intergovernmental organizations, regional associations of nations, including the European Union, the Arab Leagues, the ASEAN, and the United Nations to offer a path to peace and mutual prosperity for the world human family. All right, endorsement at opening plenary of the World Summit 2019. We endorse the proposal to establish a new association of current and former heads of states and government known as International Summit Council for Peace, in concert with the International Association of Parliaments for Peace, the Interreligious Association of Peace and Development, the International and Association of Traditional Rulers for Peace. And this is important, the role of the Universal Peace Federation. It will continue to convene an inaugural International Summit Council for Peace and programs on regional and national levels throughout 2019, leading to the most important event, the World Assembly of the International Summit Council for Peace in 2020. So vital, so important. This great assembly and declaration through its resolution is the thread that will bind us to achieve lasting peace. And let it start with us now. Okay. And I must say this, I must really thank you for giving us the opportunity to participate in this world event. Because we have the chance to really communicate with leaders there throughout the world. And we said to this question, and in fact, I have a chance to talk with Vice President Dick Cheney, and I said to him, we are happy that you're receiving the Peace Award. And so with the rest of the awardees for the Peace Award. But I say this to him, most sincerely. You have been asking that leaders of the world must bound their interests together to promote this peace. And I say to him, how about giving it to the President of the United States? And he said to me, yes, I think that's a good idea. Because I tell you, it's so important that the President of the United States receive this Peace Award. Because it will bind, okay, the unification of South and North Korea. And in fact, I suggested to Chairman Waltz, and I said to him, how about the ladies, the first ladies of these countries, walking through the bridge of peace? And he said to me, I have better suggestion. Why don't we let the presidents of these countries walk the bridge of peace? And I second the motion. I said, yes, why not? But let us all pray together, work hard together to achieve this. I tell you, if we can make Kim Jong-un, okay, and also the President, Donald Trump, and also the South Korean President, Moon Jae-in, and they can work the bridge of peace, and maybe witnessed by the Prime Minister of Japan, Shinzo Abe, and of course, maybe the Chinese Prime Minister, Xi Jinping, and of course, the Russian President. If they're all together, I'm telling you, there will be peace in the world. Okay? And I must attribute this to no other than to the late Sun Moon-yoon, because it is a dream. Nobody could have conceived it better than him. And I must love the tenacity of Dr. Hak Ja-han Moon, because he's there steadfast with all of these problems around the world, including her own personal problem. She stood firm. And you know what? If you were there with us, you can feel the spirit that she has. She is the rock that holds and binds us together. And so with the Federation, the Universal Peace Federation, I'm telling you, this is the one that will guide all these nations to finally find the formula to achieve this world peace. So in fact, I must say this to you. We anticipated this, and I said, okay, let me reach out to the President of the United States and say to him, how about this? We're going to have a unification, we have to have the summit, World Summit in 2020. Why don't we invite you there to announce to the world that there will be no more war? Because without the leadership of the President of the United States, it cannot just happen. So I'm saying this to you, that because of your effort, because of your dedication, because of your tenacity, because of your leadership, this peace can be achieved. Thank you so much. I must say this. I know I left out so many things. Maybe I can ask Dr. Velez, my wife was there with me, to say a few words about what happened in Korea. Would you like to hear from her?
Thank you. Can't believe he's my boyfriend for 55 years. 55. I always call him my boyfriend to make sure that he treats me like the girlfriend, right? And good morning again. I agree that because of all your efforts, peace can be achieved. Now, I have some suggestions that I would like to present to all of you. If violence begins with stressful thoughts in the mind, then peace begins with silence in the mind. 44% of Americans are feeling more stressed than 5 years ago, according to the American Institute of Stress. Creating a stress-free mind is critical to creating a stress-free, peaceful society. So, in short, all of us go through stress. However, we have to try to learn to manage stress so we can handle life and have a clear mind and maybe, hopefully, promote peace that way. I would like to add performing the act of kindness. 2 years ago, as chair of the Public Relations Commission of the West Orange Township, because of the bullying, because of terrorism, we decided, let's go back to basic. Something that maybe sometimes we forget. And what are the basic things we should do? Selfless acts of kindness or service uplift your consciousness as well as bringing comfort and solace to others. An act of kindness brightens someone's day and inspires him or her to help others. Deep down, we all love one another. We need to get back to that. We need more of love in the world because that is actually what we feel. But sometimes, because of the hectic lifestyle, we fail to really do certain things that are inherent to making acts of kindness. We came up, which I will share this all with you, with a little card that we passed around, okay? And somebody challenged me because I said we would like to make this townwide. And somebody negative in the group said, don't you think, Dr. Josie, that is being too ambitious? Well, I'll accept your challenge. I told him, I will make it global. And he looked at me, yes, I will make it global. So last year, when we left, for the Philippines, I brought these cards, which I will share with all of you. These are simple acts of kindness, okay? Smile and say hello. Right? Hold the door. Offer your seat. Give a compliment. Okay? And return someone's card. In a community like ours, for example, it means a lot when you help someone. And sometimes you see that. You go to the supermarket, you have carts all over, sometimes blocking the parking space. How about returning your own every time instead of blocking a space? And pay it forward. That's another. So I would like to volunteer your time. It's another one. So let us be kind. I will pass this around later, okay, and share it with you. I'd like to continue with my global plan to spread kindness. So when I attended our reunion of our classmates in high school, I gave it out. So there were about 60 of them. Then we met the founder of the Technological Institute of the Philippines, and they actually have 27 students in their school. And she promised me, I'm not going to give a card. I'm going to make a billboard. Really? I said, that's 27,000, correct? students, hopefully, who will read that billboard. And then we met the vice presidents of different institutes. And in total, they have about 5,000 students altogether. And so on. I will not mention all the others, but they are actually, and the conference, by the way, I forgot, that we attended, which gave the award to Dr. Velez in the Philippines. It was attended by about 1,000 people, and that's another 1,000 that we mentioned this. And when I went and visited our school in Bulacan, I asked my brother, print them for me and give it all to the students. And there were 700 students. So altogether, by the way, when I totaled all of that, by this time we have already promoted it to about 48,000 people. Okay? And how many are you today? I would like to pass this on. So, promoting peace may also be done by creating a work and life balance in our life. Most of us are working, most of you are working, and yet sometimes you're consumed by family situations and circumstances. So we need to work hard to have a work and life balance, because when we integrate divergent aspects of our life, we feel more whole and connected to others and ourselves. When we do volunteer work, when we do community service, they help. And another point that I'd like to stress is eliminate prejudice. That is not easy to do, but you can form opinions without getting to the facts. This is something that the American writer said. This is actually what we do at times, and we should try to avoid it, not to form opinions without getting the facts. Know the people, know the person. And we need to advocate bringing together cultural performances, religious leaders, politicians, entrepreneurs, and peace-loving citizens from around the world, just like the World Summit. It is an event that demonstrates peace and unity amidst diversity. And I think that was achieved at the last summit. And if it continues from the local level to the world level or global level, yes, we can somehow promote peace. And resolve to be happy. Are you happy today? Yes. And you know, this is very interesting. I came across an article which said anyone can be happy when life is going great, right? But when you can sing, laugh, dance, when you have reasons to be miserable, then your happiness will have greater value. Then you have learned to separate your state of mind from your circumstance and tap into your inner reservoir of joy. So that tells us we have an inner reservoir of joy. Let's tap on that. Sometimes we forget to tap on it, right? Whether you have a problem or not, try to be happy. When you are able to do that, it can actually, I don't know if you realize, when you're happy and you help somebody become happy, your friends, your family, the friends of your friends are also made happy because it extends beyond you. So it's important to extend happiness and joy. I think that is also a form of kindness, because if you are kind and if you are happy, you are in the better position to what? To love. Correct? Sometimes it's difficult to love when you're not. But we should try to be loving all the time, and the rest will follow. So being unconditionally happy is a practice that only you can cultivate yourself. So let's spread the joy, let's spread peace. And my last message to all of you is Just be kind, be happy, love one another, to promote peace, and let it begin with you. Thank you very much.